Hi guys, welcome to Sports Week with Dan and Tolu. I'm Tolu, he's Dan. Dan,
Right.
it's interesting to see what's going on in Serie A. We talked about it the last time out, how interesting the title race is out there. Roma are top of the table. They take on champions Napoli this weekend. Napoli currently in third. Are Roma really going to try to win the Serie A this year? I think that's the big question. Are Roma good enough? And can they show it this weekend against Napoli?
Well, I think they're certainly good enough because if they weren't, they wouldn't be top. I mean, under Gasperini, they have certainly evolved from their reign of quickfire managers they've had over the past couple of seasons. It seems like we're having a big clash in Serie A every week at the moment because of the top five only being 3 points between them. Obviously, we had the Milan derby last week, and AC's win has kind of upset the apple cart a bit and allowed Roma to go top at the expense of Inter. So, yeah, I mean, why not? Why would they sort of get to this stage of the season and think, do you know what, we can't win it? They've got just as good a chance as anyone else in that top five, maybe even top six. So, if they can land a victory over Napoli, that security of the maybe a 2-3 point gap is going to be even more secure. So I think they could be the real deal if they get the job done at the weekend.
All right, let's stack up the managers against each other. Gianpiero Gasperini, he's almost been the nearly man with a couple of clubs. Spent a whole lot of time at Atalanta. Almost similar to how Roma are performing. They always seem to start really well. You always think they have a chance. Somehow they seem to fall off. In the case of Antonio Conte, though, experience with winning the Serie A has done it with Napoli since arriving. But he's talked about just how many injuries they've got. At some point, I thought he was moaning a little too much. When you stack the managers up against each other, does Antonio Conte really have a point when he constantly talks about just how many players Napoli have out injured?
I mean, he's got a certain point, but he's also got depth to his squad. So you do wonder, as you say, if he's just kind of moaning to make a soundbite and make people think that Napoli are in a worse position than they are. I mean, as you say, rightly, he's won the Serie A before. He's got the experience. Will that experience lead to another Napoli success come May? Possibly, but again, it all depends on how fit he can keep his squad between now and the next 6 months. It only takes a long-term injury from someone like Scott McTominay or Kevin De Bruyne, and then the wheels could really come off. So, as for Roma, you look at their stats. I mean, they've only scored 15 goals, but they've only conceded 6. So it's not the easiest football on the eye, but they're not giving away anything either. So it's those narrow wins and grinding out results, which is the difference at the moment. If they were to play more free-flowing football, it might be their undoing. So they found a system that works, and it's working very well to see them top of the table. So why would you change what's going on? It's just kind of, the fine margins, but they're going in Roma's favour at the moment.
All right, let's look at the betting angles for this one. Roma are the home side. Napoli have had some pretty dodgy results lately. You never really can tell when they're going to turn it on. How do you think this one goes?
Well, Roma are yet to draw this season, so I think there's going to be a winner. The problem is, which one is it going to be? So I think with Roma's home advantage and Napoli's perceived injury list, I think I would just go with Roma. I think it could be as small as a 1-0 win, as I say, because of Roma's stats. They're not scoring a lot, but they're not conceding much either. I'm going to give the nod to the hosts by a single goal.
All right, thank you very, very much, Dan, as always.
Cheers, Tolu. Thank you.